Am I there? Oh, I am live. Good morning. How is everyone on this incredibly hot, muggy summer day in Maryland? Our summers are probably the most intense during the month of August. It's when it gets hottest. And it's not really just the temperature alone. Um, the humidity really makes it seem much more hotter than it really is. Our news people are famous for giving us the actual temperature, Fahrenheit temperature, and then also the feels like temperature, which is where they add the humidity and some kind of meter thing they have going on. So that's a good thing. Let's see, I'm trying to see what time it is. It's very okay, cool. It's really hot out here, I have to say. So okay, well, I think it's time to start rolling here. Um, welcome. Welcome to Fort Smallwood Park, located in beautiful Anne Arundel County. I am Sharon Schultz, that's my name. The Bay Lady is my game. I believe I just did that, but okay. Known as the Bay Lady, you can find me on Facebook and on YouTube and on Twitter also. So I had originally, I was working with a company that was kind of like Hago, the one that I started with that kind of went kaput. So that kind of went and people are having problems with their programming and stuff. So I, best to find me on Facebook or YouTube, I think. That's the only place I can guarantee where I'll be anymore. So anyway, so today, also I need to tell you that all of my tips are entirely funded by tips from you guys. All of my tours, okay. Don't get paid for doing it. I just live on your generosity for doing a good job at what I'm good at. So if you care to support my platform, um, you can find links on Facebook and also on YouTube, and also a little platform called buymeacoffee.com um, backslash ANAMCARA 50X. X marks the spot. Hey, Sarah, how's it going? Hope all is well with you and everybody else out there. Um, I just want to grab a little drink of water here. I'm already getting dry now. It is so hot out here. It's just craziness. It really is. Okay, so I'm letting you look at me while I'm trying to get this drink of water. And really, what I should do is let you look at the scenery, let you see what I'm seeing. Come on, let me have it. Good golly. All right. And we need the back camera. Woohoo. There you go. There you go. Now you got it. All right. Um, I would like to attempt to sit this down, but I don't think I really can. So let me just go this route instead. There we go. And hope not to splash water all over myself. Well, that was a fruitless hope. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Much better. Okay, so what you're looking at here is the brand new rest area. That, sorry, I'm still trying to close the lid on this stupid bottle so I don't end up with a wet purse. That would not be good. I don't want to have to carry it either. Okay, sure, I think we're good. All right, so this is the rest area. We'll come take a look at that on our way back. Also, down here, you can see the fortifications, the bunkers, where this was a fort, where the big guns used to sit um, and guard the opening of the bay, the harbor. It it's trained. The guns actually are trained right out to where the bay meets the river, and then from there out to sea, out to the Atlantic Ocean. So it's kind of hazy today. Yeah, right, right. Kind of hazy today because of the heat. The humidity tends to do that. So we are going to walk over here on this nice newly laid sod. Yeah, and we're going to the beach. I'll show you the beach. This is one of my favorite places, really. It's probably the most convenient beach that I live near. I mean, our ocean beaches are like 2.5 miles away. The bay beaches are, similar to the ocean beaches. The rivers, not so much. They're just less salt water and more bacteria, maybe. Okay, so this is Patapsco River and the Chesapeake Bay. Paddlers, be safe. Okay, so let's see. If you were going to go paddle boarding, you would wear your personal flotation devices. Let's say you leave a plan, but well, you can read this, right? Yeah, just no inflatable boats. Oh, really? I have an inflatable boat. I would love to use it. Hmm, interesting. Okay, I want to see what's over here. Something. What is this? Why is it wet over here? Is this a hose? I don't know. That would be nice if it was. Let's see. Unprotected beach. Swim at your own risk. Really? Look at that. Oh, yep, that they did. Okay, so what we're seeing, this is the beach. It goes way, way up. There's actually like three little coves, three little beaches. Almost looks like four now. But you used to be able to access each one of them from the path that I'm pointing at, but you can't. It's all grown up. They planted a lot of seagrass and such, and apparently they closed down the openings to those other beaches from the road. So what that means is now you have to drive all the way down there, or not drive, walk. Yeah, because that they closed that road to vehicles as well. I see a bench on it. on the other side of those trees, a little bit further down, is a lake, and there's a group that watches hawks, and apparently there's a lot of hawks that are nesting above the lake. So it's kind of a popular area and all. Now, these rock walls weren't always here, obviously. They were put in to help control erosion. This beach, well, this beach wasn't a beach until recently. Well, it had been a beach and then it closed down, and it's only the last decade they reopened it to swimming, really. The thing is, it's unprotected, which means no lifeguards, nobody to save you should you need saving. So makes it just a little difficult. The water is calm today. So yeah, all the way down is supposed to be a dog beach where they can go in the water. I think you can unleash them as well. Do you believe? Okay, it is so glary out here. Here is a closer look at the water. It's just gently lapping on the shore. There it is. Yes, indeed. There's a boat way out there. Not too many boats out today, though. And look, the okay, this is a dedicated thing here. I don't know if you how well you can see the people, but it looks to be primarily young moms or young child care providers because it's all young women with children, small children, actually not even school age. So, if I remember correctly, the deal is to you take the little kids to the beach early, you get them worn out, you go home for lunch, and boom, boom, out go their lights as they take their nap. And mama gets to sit back and relax and enjoy a few extra moments of peace for all of her efforts. How's that for a scenario? Sound good? I'll go with it. It's my story. I'll take it. Okay, let us take a walk over here and I will show you the road that I'm talking about that used to be accessible to the beach there. Oh, there's a helicopter flying overhead. Maybe something to do with the city. Maybe. City helicopters fly all the time over the city. And also do the news helicopters. Isn't this cool? I don't know that it's working though. It's kind of empty. This is a beach toy library. They put beach toys in here, and kids can come and play with them and just bring them back. Play with them while they're here. And as kids like leave and forget things, when mama's packing up to go home, sometimes things are forgotten, in which case they find their way in there and become part of the library. Okay, that's the path. It's pretty endless, too. As I said, further up, there's a lake. It's kind of an interesting lake. It's got a lot of tall seagrass in it and also lily pads and things like that. So I guess maybe that's why it appeals to the hawks that call it home. Up in the distance here, this is all a grassy area. There's some benches along the seawall for people to sit and enjoy the views or maybe do some fishing. Speaking of which, there are two fishing decks. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's right. Two fishing decks and a fishing pier. The first of the fishing decks we're coming up on right there. It's a couple people out there enjoying it. You probably can't see. I don't know if you can zoom, but yeah. Now over right here, we have a brand new rest area that was recently built. The beach had been closed down since the end of last year up until May when it reopened, and they built this nice bathhouse. And I think this little teeny building here might be, I don't know, maybe a snack bar or maybe like equipment rental, beach umbrellas, but they've never had that before, so who knows? Who knows? Okay, let me go where I can see. Ronnie Lynn, is that you? Hey, Sarah, I know you're here. The theory's good. Yeah, theories are always good, right? Always, always. Oh, goodness. Okay, so here is the front of the new bathhouse. It's interesting. It's got the ladies and the men's room on the left side. And then the right side, it says family restroom. And then it's got this ticket window thing. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Maybe administrative offices, who knows? Oh, goodness. These were not here last time I was. Good, good, good. I was wondering. Check it out. You need showers. They have outdoor showers. They had them. There originally there was a rest area on the site here, but it was falling apart. It was old as the park, really. And so I'm glad they built these new ones. Look at that. Yay, hey. All right, big one, tall people, small people. They got them all covered. Isn't that cool? Wonder if they've been turned on yet because they don't look wet. They kind of look dusty. Hmm. I think they were just installed though, so it's probably part of it, I guess. Anyway, nice structure. Shoo, it's hot. And as usual, shade on very hot days comes at a premium if you can even find it. Oh my goodness. Often thought about writing a story about what happens when all the shade is gone, when they've taken down all the trees or a blight took them or whatever. But I think it could happen for real, so I hesitate to write it. This is the back side or the side of the rest area. Okay. And over here, you've got a better view of the fishing deck right there. Kind of nice. And then the second fishing deck is over here. Huh. It's quiet here, I guess, because all the fishermen they don't want to scare the fish away, right? Now, this guy right here, if it's his, they have multiple fishing rods sitting over there by themselves. I guess they are hopeful that a fish will just jump on the line while they're away. Is that how that works? Here's the old bunkers. Used to have two guns here, and they were what's called disappearing. guns. They could be lowered out of sight and raised to strike. Mm, the 7-foot Knoll Lighthouse. Why is this here? Oh, okay. Current 7-foot Knoll. That replaced it. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out here. This lighthouse right here is in Baltimore. It's on the pier as a museum of sorts. So I guess what they're saying is that it originally had been right out here. See, that's the opening to the Chesapeake Bay. You go to the right, Patapsco River. That will take you into different communities. You go to the left, which we'll see in a minute. That's where the harbor is. That's where most of the traffic, especially the commercial ships that come in, most of them go that route. Okay, let's take a better look at these bunkers. Put me in the shade so I can read what you guys are saying. People would become tomatoes. That's a good one. I like that. Tomatoes. Oh, I could add that in there. That's good. All right. I found a bit of shade for the moment. Actually, it's a lot of shade. It's a big old tree. We got some big trees going on here for sure. You know, these trees, I guess, are hundreds of years old. So, can you imagine, what it was like? This land here that we're on, it used to be called the Rock Peninsula. And I mean, it was for like, well, for like 5,000 years, I think they said. Um, this land was occupied by various Indian tribes that were native to this area. So I found that to be very interesting. It didn't become a fort until the late 1800s and the 1890s. Um, there, as a result of the Spanish American War, I believe it was, there were a series of forts um, constructed to protect Baltimore. They were called defense forts. The largest was Fort McHenry, which is right at the mouth of the harbor. We're down from that. Um, we're at the mouth of the bay. So then in the late 1890s, this became a fort, and I think they were into the defense thing after the Spanish American War, like I said. Anyway, they built this fort, and they built also Fort Howard, which is over that way, across the water there. And then on the coast, on the other side, down that way, you will see Fort Armistead and Fort Carroll. Fort Carroll is a little island out in the middle of the river. It's accessible by boat, but also once upon a time it was accessible through tunnels that ran from Fort Armistead to Fort Carroll. Now that trip is for another day. The tunnels are still there, and we'll go see them. Looking dead ahead, and I don't know if you can, there are some massive rocks sticking up out of the water. That's called white rocks. It's been a landmark for sailors ever since Captain John Smith found our inner harbor in the 1600s after he founded Jamestown. Yes, you can take the explorer out of the situation, but he keeps on going. There's three fishing decks, is what I paused to say, because here's another there. So they put in a third while they had to shut down. Interesting. Um, you probably can't see, but right where I'm aiming this is right is the harbor, Baltimore Harbor, and where the Key Bridge once stood. Now you can see what's left of the Key Bridge, which is the exit and the entrance and exit ramps to get on it. On either side of the opening into the harbor, you can see the one bridge just kind of stops, and the other bridge kind of stops across from it. It's like the bridge that goes nowhere now because it doesn't go anywhere. So over here, dead ahead, where I'm pointing the camera, it's where we get all of our power. That's the BGE electric plant. We get all our power there. Um, we also get things not so good for the environment. There's smokestacks. Sometimes when they're all rocking there, they leave kind of like an ash covering on the communities nearby. Sometimes you see it evidenced at the beach as well when the water's washing up on the sand. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Okay, so this tells you about the Fort Carroll Lighthouse and shows you. Okay, let's see. Well, you can see it was kind of left to ruin. Look at the pictures, right? That's the tower. The tower still stands. It looks like the one that's on the right. But on the left, you can see where it once had the lookout and where it had the guns. Okay. Guns are long gone now, for sure. Yeah. Okay. And there's another placard over here. Go see what that is. Mhm. Okay. All right. So this says Prime View. Oh, this is about the Star Spangled Banner. Let's see. This is showing you here's Fort McHenry in the center, surrounded by ships. The British attacked us during the War of 1812. Um, in fact, it was towards the end of the war in 1814 that, having just freshly burned Washington, D.C. to the ground, the British targeted their second big, uh, their second big accomplishment. That would be the capture of Baltimore. So the British fleet came right up our harbor here from the bay over there, right up and over to the inner harbor where Fort McHenry guarded the harbor. So Fort McHenry returned fire. It was a huge British naval fleet, a huge bombardment on the fort, went on for 24 hours or more. And finally, the British Navy retreated. And during that battle is when a local poet, Francis Scott Key, wrote the Star Spangled Banner, which became this country's national anthem. And he wrote it from not too far where we are standing now. So, interesting story for sure, for sure. So, We'll walk back over this way, and I'll show you more of the bunker. Down the road there, if you were to continue down the road, there is a, bathrooms, a playground, and then there's another section that's for the boats. There's a boat launch and a parking lot for people to park their trailers and their boat trailers. So it's really convenient. On the weekends, it gets really crowded here. Really crowded. I mean, it's got a pretty good group going, as you can see. A lot of families coming down here, which is what they're good for. This this park at one time, okay, once they gave it up as a fort, like in the early, oh, maybe 1916 or something like that. They gave it up as a fort, and so Baltimore City bought it and turned it into a park, and then did nothing. Let it go to ruin, literally. And then Anne Arundel County stepped in and bought it from Baltimore City maybe 25 years ago or more. And um, since then, it's like thrived because they're the ones making all these improvements and such. So here are the gun batteries where they used to have the guns. They had two. Okay, so one where I'm pointing the camera right here in this first kind of semicircle structure that would hold one gun, and the gun could be raised and it could be lowered. So lowered so that they could kind of hide them, you know, and then raised when they needed to use them. So, and here is the other side. It's called the Hartshorn Battery. Also, further down that way, down the road a piece there, um, are the old barracks that, what's left of the old barracks that the soldiers would use with the ones stationed here. They would, sleep, eat, whatever there. That was like their home away from home. And so um, they're still being used as administrative offices for the park. So they kind of got repurposed, got a second life. Okay, I found shade. Woo hoo hoo. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera around now. Shoo, I can't believe how hot it is out here. Camera facing back, facing forward. Haha. Ooh, okay. Here's your sweaty tour guide wanting to uh, wanting to jump into that river and take a swim. I'll tell you. What's interesting? I have a swimming pool at home, and the water's been so warm. It's like bathtub water, right? You know how you jump into a pool and it's cold? Not mine. It's kind of interesting. I can't recall that happening too often in the past. So anyway, well, folks, I am going to go get into some air conditioning now. Um, and I hope you enjoyed our little tour of the beach, my favorite beach. I may be back down here this afternoon with the family and take a couple of quick dips there. Maybe. Okay, so I am going to go now. You all have a good rest of the week if I don't see you again. And don't forget to visit me on Buy Me a Coffee. You know I love my coffee. All right, guys, take care, stay safe, be good. Bye.